Please stand by for a message from Kid Shoryuken.
Hello there everybody, Jim here, and before the start of this video I just wanted to put it out there that I was recently a guest on the Hate Bit podcast, an absolutely awesome podcast with some really great hosts. It was a lot of fun, so if you wouldn't mind, if you'd be so inclined, at the end of this video you can go on over and check out that episode. You can hear me shooting the shit with Alpha Omega Sin, Sainted Magnus, Yale Chaos, and Silent Rob. Probably the most masculine, well-endowed episode that they've ever put together, and that's saying, well, that's not saying very much, but yeah, it was a really great time, and I listened to the episode. I thought it was pretty cool. I know that sounds kind of like big-headed. You know, I listened to myself, and I gotta say, I liked what I had to say. But, yeah, so the conclusion of this video, go check it out. There will be a link in the description. So with that being said, just sit back and check out this little pickups video.
I got some new games. Oh, what a glorious day. Oh, getting new games. The Kid Shoryuken way.
Hey there everybody, and welcome to another pickups vid. Probably gonna try to get through this one a tad quicker than usual, so let's do this. First I have these three games here. Obviously I got PS2 stuff recently, but these three games, the only non-PS2 stuff I got recently. This game here, it's Geki Kame, goddammit, Geki Kame Ninja-den. It's the original Ninja Turtles game that was published in the States by Ultra Games, published by Konami here. Certainly is a flawed game in a number of ways, but a lot of nostalgic value. So, Ninja Turtles. Two games for Neo Geo CD. First up, copy of Dunk Dream. This game, I believe produced by Data East. It's an arcade-style 3-on-3 basketball game. It's really fun. You choose your team from, you know, a bunch of different countries, and then you play all those various countries' teams. And yeah, fun 3-on-3 basketball action. Dunk Dream. And a copy of Burning Fight. Burning Fight, it's very fair to say that this is a Final Fight knockoff, because it very much is. It mirrors Final Fight in a lot of ways, but it is still fun. I do still like this game. That's Burning Fight for the Neo Geo CD. Here you go. Alright, so I got myself a Japanese PS2, just so I could start playing my Japanese PS2 games. I have an American one. It's black, so to make it easy to tell them apart, I got my Japanese one in white. And it's a slim, obviously, and it works perfectly, and I bought it very clean and complete with a controller and hookups and all that, so happy to have my awesome new white PS2 Slim. And then I got, of course, a nice big bunch of games to play with it that I've been having a lot of fun with, so let's take a look at those. First up, The Bouncer. This was a launch title, I do believe. It is a beat-em-up made by Square. I don't really like this game so much. First off, the main character, I have a hard time, because, I mean, there's 3 selectable characters, but your main guy, I have a hard time believing that a dude that looks like that is a badass bouncer. I can't buy it. But what's really wrong with this game is that you'll get like 2 minutes of gameplay and then like 5 minutes of cutscenes. And it's short as well, so very, very weak on gameplay. I think they just want to use this as more of a, it's almost like a tech demo for the PS2, because they were trying to show off their cool new character models and stuff. But The Bouncer, not the best PlayStation 2 game by far. this game, King of Colosseum. It is a pro wrestling game featuring mostly just all Japanese wrestlers, but a handful that I recognize. I haven't liked wrestling for like over a decade, but I do still kind of like wrestling games, so I'll get them every once in a while. Except for, I mean, hey, here's my quick review of WWE 13. It sucks. That's just one man's opinion. Anyway, King of Colosseum. Next up, got a copy of Gran Turismo 3 A-Spec. I'm not a huge fan of the Gran Turismo games, but I saw this one for $1, and I wasn't going to pass it up. I mean, they're fun enough. I just don't invest a whole lot of time into them like some people do, but still pretty cool. This one, let me read the title again because it sounds ridiculous. Yaya Kabajista, featuring Gawu. Anyway, this is a skateboarding game which I can't play so good now because the way you play it is you have to turn the controller sideways and use the sticks like this. And it was meant to be played with a little skateboard add-on thing for your controller. That way you could have the board, the deck, and you could flip it and flop it around like that. And it looks a lot like, if anybody remembers tech decks, they were these little mini skateboards from back in the day. That's what it looks like. I don't have that contraption. I didn't really realize you needed it when I first bought this, but it was only like $1 or so. And it's colorful, kind of like Jet Grind Radio or something. And even without the little special controller, it's still playable and fun enough. So there you go, Yaya Kabajista. All right. And what else we got here? A copy of Rumble Roses. I bought this purely for the awesome gameplay. It plays like a dream. It doesn't play very well, but it was $1, and it's got, I don't know, almost like novelty appeal to it. It's a wrestling game featuring scantily clad women and mud wrestling in bikinis and stuff like that. I mean, that's really stupid. And generally, when there's a game based around a really stupid premise, I'll get it just for laughs. So there you go, Rumble Roses. This game, pretty cool game. Hadn't played it until just recently when I bought it. It's called Fantavision. It's a puzzle game revolving around fireworks, and it's pretty fun, pretty nice to look at, except for all these full motion video cutscenes in it with these like weird people dressed up to look like they're from the 70s or whatever. But Fantavision is a very cool game, pretty fun. Check it out. It's available like in all territories, so Fantavision's cool. Another cool game, Rez. A lot of people love Rez. It's a like shooter, rhythmic, with the music and the weird looking wireframe shit and just all that thrown together. But all that put together ends up giving you a really cool, unique, kind of psychedelic experience as far as games go. So Rez, pretty cool. Next up, copy of Hokuto no Ken, Fist of the North Star. This is part of Sega Ages 2500. Basically what it is it has the Sega Mark III version of Fist of the North Star. Then it has basically that exact same game, just updated with what at the time were current graphics. So it's okay. It's kind of really simple gameplay. Plays like a lot like the ones on Famicom. But it's Fist of the North Star, and that's one of my all-time favorites as far as anime goes. So there you go. Hokuto no Ken, pretty cool. Next up, Dragon Ball Z. This game came out in the States and Europe as Dragon Ball Z Budokai. And as far as DBZ games go, I mean, I don't really think there are any that are amazing. But this one is kind of down there. It's not really so good. I enjoyed it at the time. I was a huge DBZ fan when I was a kid. But yeah, it's not as nearly as impressive as it once was. But nonetheless, Dragon Ball Z. Alright, another anime-based game. This is Yu Yu Hakusho Forever. Yu Yu Hakusho is another one of my favorites. We got a game in the States. It was Yu Yu Hakusho The Dark Tournament. That game sucked ass. And then I found out that this game was coming out, but only coming out in Japan, and it really looked cool. The vids on YouTube, like all the special moves, everything looked cool. This game, the fighting mechanics are very, very simple. It's just like you get a light attack button, a heavy attack button, a special attack button, and then a block button. So it's a very simple, simplified fighting engine, and then you go into these really cool cinematic looking special moves with lots of really cool shading effects and all that kind of stuff. So the gameplay is very simple, but it's really visually appealing, and it's pretty fun. I'm happy I finally got to play this game. Yu Yu Hakusho Forever. If you get a chance, check it out. Not so bad. Next up, Guilty Gear X Plus. Called here actually, I don't know, did they call it that? I don't know. Guilty Gear X Plus. Cool game. I've always been a huge fan of the Guilty Gear series ever since the first one. I bought the very first Guilty Gear game, I think. I actually bought it at like a Walmart for like $10 and brought it home and just loved it. Me and my friends played it to death. So I am a huge fan of Guilty Gear. Great gameplay. The fighting is always good. Always lots of different techniques to use, always introducing new things. Really cool, and the soundtrack is just top. Some of the best music ever put into a video game. So Guilty Gear X Plus. And then for $1, I was able to get Guilty Gear XX, the Midnight Carnival. Just another ultra badass Guilty Gear game. Better than X Plus. There's more characters and looks a bit better, and again, amazing soundtrack. So yeah, Guilty Gear XX Midnight Carnival, great game. Next up, this game is Argos no Senshi, otherwise known as Rygar. This came out as Rygar in the United States and Europe, I suppose. It's kind of I don't know if it's a remake or a sequel to the original Rygar on the NES. Pretty cool game, action platformer, fairly simple enough. The thing is, this game is like God of War before God of War. I like this game, it's cool. I've never been a big fan of the God of War series. I always felt like it was derivative of this and the early like Prince of Persia: Sands of Time and Devil May Cry. I felt like it was really derivative, so I never really got into that series. But Rygar or Argos no Senshi, really cool game. Check it out if you feel so inclined. Up next, Tenchu 3. I've been a big fan of the Tenchu games ever since the first one, actually. Way back in like '97. Before it was going to come out, I remember reading about it in magazines like Game Fan and stuff and being really interested. And then I remember that they were the first Tenchu. People were suggesting that it was derivative of Metal Gear Solid, even though Metal Gear Solid wasn't even out yet. People were saying, this game, stealth action. There's a Metal Gear Solid that's coming out. That's supposed to be stealthy too. What do you think about that? I read that in an interview with the game's creator. But anyway, I've always loved the Tenchu series. Really awesome, fun stealth action games with a lot of atmosphere, very Japanese. And I believe in the States this one's called Tenchu, Deadly Shadows maybe? Something like that. If you get a chance to check out the Tenchu games on PS2, I'd recommend it. They're pretty cool. And Tenchu Z on Xbox 360, that's pretty fun too. Alright, here we go. Copy of Grand Theft Auto Vice City. Which, interesting fact, I didn't know this until just recently, but the Grand Theft Auto games and even the God of War games in Japan, they're actually published by Capcom, which I was unaware of until I just bought this. But Grand Theft Auto Vice City, still pretty fun to play around in, and if you get the Japanese version, you're A-OK. All the voice acting is still in English, they just added subtitles. It's the exact same game, just with some Japanese subtitles and menus. All they did was change text, and that's it. So you're still getting GTA Vice City as it was originally intended to be played. So I've been having modicum amount of fun with this game again. Still pretty cool. This last game, one of my favorite games on the PlayStation 2 actually. Over here is called Wonder to Kyogo, which means Wonder and the Colossus, also simply called Shadow of the Colossus. This game is amazing, epic, just beautiful to look at. Sound design is very good. Some people are like, oh, that game's boring. Spend so much time just riding around in this kind of open, barren landscape and stuff. And I never found it boring because I was always very impressed with the visuals and just the kind of atmosphere of the game. It always had me hooked, and I always thought it was just a beautiful looking game. The instruction manual is actually pretty cool, and it's a very variable cover. The instruction manual, I'll just take it out because they did some pretty cool stuff with it. But basically, like, you'll open it up to some pages and then you can fold it out and it'll give you more detailed instructions, and it's like that for most of the manual. But yeah, I love this game. Shadow of the Colossus, really great game. One of my favorites on the system, made by Team Eco. And yeah, not a lot else to say really, but I think this is a great game. Anyone who has never played it should. And there's the HD collection out now on PS3. It's been out for a while now, so you can play Eco and Shadow of the Colossus. Two amazing games for the PlayStation 2. And that's it. That's all for this pickups vid. I will say that I'm creeping up, getting close to 1,000 subs. So when I do actually have 1,000, I said when I did the 500 sub thing that I would do a contest if I ever reached 1,000, and I do intend to do that. So that'll happen as soon as I get 1,000 subs. I will say that the rules, I've already made up my mind what the rules are going to be. I think I hope people will like what I'm going to do, and I hope they'll see what goal I'm trying to achieve when I say, you know, what the rules of this contest are going to be. And the prizes, I've decided this time I'm going to pick 3 winners. They're all going to get, the prizes are all going to be systems. It's going to be 3 systems and a game with each system. So that'll be cool. It'll be a chance for a handful of people to get their hands on some import stuff, which is very cheap for me and very expensive for most of you out there. So I really do not mind doing that in the context of a contest. Please don't flood my inbox asking for import stuff. So yeah, sometime soon, maybe before the end of the year, I will announce a contest, so look forward to that. Other than that, everybody, thanks for watching. Please comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.